we will need to just say a few words about them, no more than 1 minute in length, but each member who submits a photograph is expected to provide a short uh, presentation on that photograph, why they took it, anything special about it, for example. For, por los españoles, es posible escribir las palabras en español y Emilio o Rod o Frank se puede hablar en inglés. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Trevor. I think yes, everything now. We've introduced a new member or a new visitor. Did we sort out who Mark Bouillon was? Oh, okay. Mark? Yeah. Okay. Were you a professional? Yes. Okay. That's good. We've got another professional in the club. Okay, I think we're ready now for the critique. So we'll go. Huh? Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, this challenge is the faces, and I have to say it was rather disappointing. I also have to say that this is my opinion, and only my opinion, and so you can take it which way you want. What are we doing here?
Trying to
Huh?
take out the mark in the
Oh, that should be.
I can't do nothing.
No,
Okay.
there's nothing you can do about that. It's all right. It doesn't really interfere.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay, now these are mine pictures. I'm gonna go through mine. I'll go through all four. There's nothing really to critique about them. Hang on a minute. We're still playing with this with the screen.
How to remove the
Oh, I don't know. This is a Microsoft system, and I don't know anything about that. All right. So this picture, can you see it? Good. Yeah. This is Ruby, my daughter, about 10 years ago, and very simple, just out in the up the road, a clean background, and but I think she's rather beautiful, and it just shows cleanliness and the face, and that's it. So right, move on to the next one. How do we get to the next one? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Right, this is a picture I shot in the studio, which is very useful for these sort of things because you learn how to just simply compose and light, and I'll say something about the studio afterwards. So, whoops. Another full face. again in the studio, with a girl with a black veil over her face. Someone thought that was a scar. And it's just a beautiful girl and a beautiful face, yeah. But they're all full faces. You notice how I've actually framed them so that there's nothing to distract. And finally, there's a face, an ugly face. This is part of my Cannes series, where after I'd shot them all, I realized that there were a few that were really faces and ugly faces. And so I made a series out of those. This is one of them. Right. Now we go on to Alf. Well, I mean, I'm saying this is Alf because everybody knows it's got to be Alf. Yeah. With this, I don't think this works so well with his system, with his way of doing these things. I think they're framed well. But it doesn't enhance the picture. It doesn't give anything extra to the picture. That one is almost not recognizable, yeah. And that one is probably the best of the set because it's the clearest. But I don't think it really works with Alf's way of shooting through things and whatever. For me, it doesn't anyway. You know, I mean, I really like Alf's work. I think some of his pictures are great. Yeah. But this series, I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do it. It's not. I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm just I'm so used to faces and headshots and things, and this doesn't work for me as well as his usual abstract type shadows and things. But so I'm sorry about that, Alf. But yeah, we move on now to, well, that's Alf. Yeah. So we move on now to the next one. We're going to take it in turns to do this. We're going to do the critique is between Sarah and I, and so we'll take it in turns to do this. And this is,
Okay, so this is
well, it doesn't matter who it is.
yeah, this is I guess it's a fine headshot, but for me, I would go in much closer. I'd crop it far tighter in. Next, what's this thing?
You go to the arrow.
I can't see the arrow.
You have to make the step.
I don't think the microphone is. I can't.
Yeah, yeah, you just can't get on it.
This one. Can you hear me now? No. Also, this one, I would go in far tighter on this one. That's all I have to say about that one. This one, same thing, but the background, I would have blurred the background. It's very distracting, I think, from the actual face. And this one of the dog, if it was close, would be my favorite one. And those are Andy Funnels.
Okay. So you can see that this is going to be quite quick. Yeah, it's a good face shot. It's a good head on. It it could have been cropped tighter, I think, around here, as it's just faces and kept, and in fact it could have been taken down a little bit, the whole thing, and just showed the head. Yeah, it's okay, it's well exposed. It's not very interesting, not a very interesting face. It's I don't know, it's not, no contact, no eye contact with the person, and that does make it a little bit non-personal. This, I think, is the best one of the few. Again, it's a shame about the background. It's a shame that you couldn't have put it, had more depth of field, less depth of field, and just focused on the model and the face and the gesture, because when you get all this quite detailed, yeah, it distracts from the picture, and this ear or whatever it is here, it distracts by, if you'd have just had, in fact, you wouldn't even need the hand with the headshot, just that there would have been a good picture. Just her shouting and excited, yeah. And this one is framed well. It's framed well, and it's not a very exciting look, whatever. It's a curious look, which gives it something, but it's not in focus. It's not sharp, and that is for me an essence in headshots, in faces. It has to be sharp, and this one too. Yeah, this one is again not sharp. Yeah, it's just a question of focus. Now most cameras have focus aid on them these days, and there's no reason, there's no real reason for it to be out of focus. And that was Angel. Yeah, no, Angel, I've seen a lot of better stuff from him. So
Okay, me quickly again. This is sorry? Leave it.
and use it.
I don't know how to. You're holding it.
Just keep it up to you.
Oh, okay.
Up to your mouth.
Okay, so this is again for me too far away. Interesting looking guy, but for me it doesn't fill the brief of faces. This one is nice. It is sharp. I'd go in closer again and take out, just go around, get in the pearls in the face. This one too far out, but maybe an interesting lady. I think, is this sharp? Not quite so sharp. Again, I'd go in closer. That was Australiano. Austri, thank you.
Right. This is interesting. Now this is two rocks talking to each other, and it does fit very well with the brief, and this one is really talking, really chatting, And this one is 2. Yeah. I would have tried to crop out that, take out that rock up there, because that's nothing to do with the picture. It's but it's just, you can take that, just crop that bit of sky out and take it down here. I don't think you lose anything. But it's well exposed. It's very obvious. It's well chosen. I like this one. And this too. Now, I'm not sure whether this is, whether it's really sharp. I think it's sharp enough. Yeah. And it could have been cropped a bit more with the face just around here. Yeah. And that would have made it stronger. I don't think the snow here is very important. Yeah. I think all of that. How do you make these bigger? How do you zoom on this? Emilio, how do you zoom on this? Just how do you zoom in? Oh yeah, okay. That's good. That to me is much stronger. Yeah. Oh, just scrolling. Okay. All right, good. This is quite amusing. This is good. I mean, again, it's a face, and not the usual human face, but it's very good, very expressive, and like that, it would be better. Okay. No, this is not sharp again. It's not sharp, and it's not. I don't know whether it's the actual colors are not real. I don't think they're either they've been enhanced or also been pushed, the whole thing too much. Is because you don't know what he's doing. I don't think it's very interesting. Whenever anybody's not looking at the camera, you see that it's not interesting. And even if you just go to the face, you can see that it's not sharp, and B, it's not particularly interesting. I'm sorry about this, but yeah, Brian. I mean, I'm sorry about the fact that it's pretty negative to all this. Yeah, I think they would be better.
Okay, well, again, she's a nice, pretty little girl, but it would be good just to see her face and not the body. This is a nice one, closely cropped, it's sharp. That's my favorite of these ones. Oh, no, this was my favorite, actually. If this was closer up, I like this one. Yeah, no, the one with the red ribbon. Thank you, Daniel.
She says she was going to say little, yeah. Yeah, well, the lighting is too harsh. It's not just a face. It's that's just a face. Yeah. The colors, I think, are pushed a bit too much. It's the lighting. The lighting's not. It's not. It's not compatible with this sort of shot. This should be much softer, much. Without being out of focus, it should be much Can't get this right. That's more of a picture, and even so, it's just too, it's too sharp. It's too, it's just too strong, the lighting. Yeah, if it had been, if you'd taken it down a bit, I mean, even there would be okay with this brooch entering into it, but it's not what I would do. And this one is pleasant, it's nice, it's simple, it's good, it's got, actually that would be better. And again, something soft in the face. I don't know, I always, when I'm doing in Lightroom, yeah, I always use the texture button for when it's faces. Do you know what the texture button is? Well, it's on the presence on Lightroom, and it just takes out the skin a little bit. You know, it just softens the skin. It doesn't take it out of focus or anything like that. But it does help in a portrait. It helps you to soften the look. Yeah, that's good. It might have been better if she'd have been looking straight at the camera. Just turn her eyes to the camera. But that's okay. And this is the same as the first one. Same lighting, same. It's the same, and it's not really. I mean, you got to get the hair in, all the hair and everything, but it's not really that attractive. I think somewhere like that, without the hair, without all the hair in it, is much more attractive. And again, the skin and things should be softer. Yeah, this, you see these lumps and everything in there. You see the actual facial. It's not just about expression. I mean, that's good. The angle is good. The look is good. But it loses about there. It loses its dynamics. It loses its power, like that. That's much better. That was Dave. Dave had just 3.
Okay, this one I like because you've got the faces in the front, you've got the faces which are sharp in the back. I would have cropped it. I would have cropped out down there a bit, got rid of that thing, and maybe along there. But this one I like. This one I don't see so much that its faces. It's just too big, too wide. This one is a nice portrait. I don't know how sharp it is. Is it sharp? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You didn't want it.
Oh, wait, I went back. Sorry, gone. Yeah, because this was my favorite one anyway.
You don't want it too sharp because it's she's a bit old, and you want to soften it a bit. You want to soften it. This will be good for the texture button, like I said.
Oh,
yeah?
Okay. Well, that's my favorite. Thanks, Dave.
Well, I know who this is. Who's the photographer? But it's a nice series of pictures. I mean, you can guess it's been shot by Ellen, and it's a nice series of pictures of Goran, and that's usually what is useful in that's my favorite, this one. Yeah. And it's a good subject, it's a good model. That's crisp, that's sharp, but it's not unpleasant. It's okay. It doesn't need softening at all. I'm not sure about the background. This here, these lines, but it's okay with this hat. Yeah, bold, whatever. That's amusing. It's amusing and well shaken. And this one, I wasn't sure about this with the harshness of it. I guess that's snow background. I don't know. But it's again, it's because he's got a very pleasant face and nice smile. Yeah, it works well. I thought it was too rough looking, because it's hard, it's all this is blurred out, but that's all it's all okay, because that takes you straight to the face. Yeah. And it's got that lovely smile again. Yeah, that must have been summer or down here. This is a good picture. It's a good face shot. It's quite a handsome man, but I think my favorite of these was that. Because they're amusing. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not speaking at the moment at all. I'm thinking what to say. Yeah. Well, this again, I would go in closer. Interesting expression. This one I like. This is more interesting for me. And the depth of field is good, and she's got a nice expression on her face. I think that one was this one was my favorite. I like this one as well. And this is also an interesting face. Possibly crop it a little bit more down the bottom, but that one and the previous one were my two favorites. And there we go. This one as well is also a nice portrait. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Emilio, thank you.
All right. So that's let's go back to that. Yeah, it's an interesting portrait. Guess who? Now, this is, if there's a reason for it to be out of focus, then I don't know what that is. The movement doesn't add anything to it. The gesture is very clear, but I don't think that's enough. I don't think the gesture is enough there, and it's very hard black and white. It could be softer, though. Being what it is, then it probably needs a little bit of heavy treatment, to add to the gesture. But and this one too. It's about expressions, yeah. And I don't know, just it's a natural capture, yeah. But it's a strong picture. It's a strong picture, but it doesn't really tell you enough about it to it's hard, black and white, the same as the last one, but it's they don't really show you what the reason is for these expressions. That's quite good. It's quite good, but again, it's too contrasty. It's I don't know why it's what it adds to the picture to be contrasty like that, because it's not a it's not the sort of image that needs that sort of treatment. The contrasty, I don't know, maybe it's the photographer's style, yeah, of black and white, but that's too contrasty for me. It's a strong picture. It's strong. It's at least it's sharp, yeah. But another one. Well, this is quite amusing. There's a lot of treatment here, yeah, and I don't know whether you recognize that person again. Yeah. So in all these pictures, I get 2 portraits. That's quite good. I think that's strong. Yeah, that's a strong. I mean, you may or may not like the treatment it's given, or yeah, even the expression. Yeah, but it's a strong image. Yeah, and it is a face, just a face. Yeah, so well done, Frank.
So here we have another portrait. Probably I would have a bit more, more depth of field, or less depth of field, and go in closer. But a nice smiling lady. This was a very strange one. I couldn't work out what it was, whether what was going up her nose, or going out of her nose, but interesting. And I think I picked that one as the favorite. That one not so interesting. And for me, again, a bit more depth of field there. And for me, definitely the one with the finger up the nose, or whatever it was my favorite. Thank you, Gary.
Again, this is it could be nice. It could be really nice because the girl is pretty, the expression is curious, but I don't think this guy has anything to do with it. Yeah, I know it's faces, the whole thing, but I think if you'd cropped off you can't do it. Yeah, even that would be better. Yeah, just the fact that she's out of focus or not sharp is distracting a bit. this could have been out, could have been in. I don't know. But I don't like the crop. Yeah, I don't like the shoulder. I don't like the bit of a whatever clothes here is, or even the top could have been taken out. But she's pretty enough to get away with it. Yeah, I don't know. This is obviously a fair thing. I don't know. I think I see for me faces, as the challenge is called faces. I think all this would be better. Yeah, you should go in close on faces. Yeah, that's also not perfectly sharp, but that is better. Even that is better than the whole thing, the whole body, the whole hat. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to see all that. All you need to see is that.
Rod, can I just dare to make a general observation here? And it's not an observation of your critique. You're interpreting a lot of these, and I agree with most of your comments that you have made, where if you crop in and just show the face, that's what meets the challenge. My observation and my criticism, I think, is aimed more at the images that are now on the website to illustrate this, where we have pictures very similar to the one that we just see now, which shows a person even 3/4 length with some background, and they've got a really good expression on their face. And the point that I just wish to raise is a generic one. I think the committee needs to look at this again, is that there is a mismatch between the way you're critiquing this and the images on the website that have served as a guide to the photographers that have taken the images. And I think this is something the committee does need to look at for the future. Just for the remainder of your critique, Rod, do be aware that there are these images on the website which are much more expansive than just the face. So people may have been inadvertently misled. Sorry to interrupt.
All right. Okay. I didn't look at the website for instance. On this, I'm just assuming from my own experience what a face shot is. You know. For instance, this is not. This is perhaps more like the website, but once again, it's not sharp. It's not sharp, and it's not. There's too much depth of field in it. Yeah, you should take all that background out, and get their faces much sharper. And one face, I think probably this one here is much better for that. Yeah. But it doesn't work with the fact that it's out of focus. Yeah. And the background is too distracting. So so I appreciate your comments, but as it is, this doesn't meet the challenge. This is okay. This one is because it's the faces that take you. It's the faces. Okay, it's all set up. It's all amusing somehow. But it's a good picture of faces, yeah. Because this does meet the challenge because there's nothing else really but the faces that you look at, yeah. And this is quite good, quite amusing. I don't know. This is this is a good picture. This is a good picture. It does meet the challenge because it's there's only faces that you see really, and it's pretty sharp, pretty, I think. Yep, that's good. That's all right. That's okay. That matches. I don't know what the website is, it, but if that's the sort of thing on the website, then that fits well. Goran. Well done, Goran.
Yeah, I like this one, even though it isn't as close as it the faces, but the fact with the fish and things, I think makes it quite an interesting photograph. And I like the black and white.
Oh.
Back again, you want to say something?
Yeah. Zoom in.
I don't know how to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
That's almost as good. That's almost
Good
as
jolly face.
because it's just expression. So
Yeah, yeah, it's a great face.
Doesn't need the
fish, right?
fish.
Yeah.
Or it's equally as good without the fish.
Yeah. Good face, but too much background. Not enough depth of field. Okay. This one I like. But this one was my favorite of this set. I don't know if there would be anything to do about that, but that one I like. Thank you, Janet.
Oh yeah, now this works. This works because this is all faces, only faces, and it's amusing that everybody knows this sort of situation, and there are plenty of faces, and these two here. Yeah, no, this is quite good. I'm not so happy with the contrast of the picture. I think it could have been a bit more grey, um, gently grey. Yeah, just take a little bit of the white out, because the white is too strong. This is lovely. This is lovely. Background's nicely out of focus. The crop is good. The sharpness is good. The expression is good. Yeah, this I think is a lovely picture. And this is amusing. I don't know whether they're in a Christmas tree or what, but that's quite nice, and maybe a little bit too bright, the faces. I'm not sure, and it's doesn't matter about all the sharpness of the surroundings and everything, because the basic effort, the basic intention is very clear. Yeah. And this is good. This is a nice picture. And if this is intentional, then great. If it's accidental, then great as well. Yeah. Because I don't know whether he's blinking and half closing his eyes, or whether he's making that expression on purpose. Well, whichever way it goes, it's quite okay with me. That's a good portrait, and background's well out of focus. It could have been a bit tighter, yeah. Um, but it's okay. That's good. It's a good picture. Gene, yeah, I said it. I said Gene would be creative.
What to say about this one? A bit scary. Yeah. Oh, the same mouth, yeah. I prefer this one than the first one. This one's a bit too bright, I think. The background could be more out of focus. Does it look different up there?
Yeah. Yeah, nice to see.
Yeah, bit too bright for me.
Yeah.
And this one is my favorite out of the lot. I like this one. Nice face in graffiti. Well done, Jeff.
Right. Oh yeah, no, this is pretty. This is nice. This is a capture. Yeah. It's a little bit overexposed on the face. Yeah, it's face and the hair, but it doesn't matter too much. Yeah. It's also because the depth of field is quite strong there, but it doesn't really matter because it's a good crop. Yeah. And this again is a very natural capture, and it's apart from the fact that it's a little bit too bright. I think it's nice. This could have been good. This could have been good because of the two different expressions. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what they've seen, what he's seen, what she's seen. It's a nice crop. It's nice angle. Unfortunately, it's not sharp. Yeah. That would have been better. That's much better, yeah, because then you don't notice the fact that it's unsharp. Yeah. In fact, this could be from the texture button on Lightroom. But I think that is quite a good picture. That's quite good as it is. Yeah, the expression is good, the exposure is good, and even though it's a little bit movement, something in there, it works well. And this one too. This one, although I don't like this as much as that last one. I understand what he's doing here. He, she. But it's okay. This one is a shame that it's not sharp again, because it's quite a nice look. It's quite a disappointing look. Yeah. I don't know about the just the yellow of the scarf and the rest in black and white. I don't think I like that particularly. But it would have been better if it had been sharp. It's not sharp enough. It's not no. The crop is okay. The crop is okay, but I don't really get on with that picture. Jose Luis Noriega. Thank you, Jose.
Okay. I think we recognize him. Fantastic portrait, obviously. Rod, yeah.
Yeah, no, this guy's professional.
Yeah. Slow horses, Gary Oldman. Very nice. Black Doves, I think. Am I right? Bill Wishaw? Yes. Fantastic. Very beautiful portrait.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing more to say.
Yeah.
These are wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
professional portraits. Who knows this one? I didn't know who he was for a while. No?
No, I don't know.
Archbishop Welby. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. His eyebrows and everything also.
Yeah.
This one, I've forgotten his name. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Who? Again? Sorry, who was this again?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, that's right. Yeah, Gene Wilder. Who? Gene Wilder, I think.
Oh,
Was
okay.
it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
It's I like it. I like the fact it's sepia.
Mm-hmm.
That one. Yeah, and there's not too much you can say about it because it's well done. Yes, very well done. Very, very good crop. Very good. All of them, great crop. But a necessary crop. Yeah, essential.
I think Gary Oldman would be my favorite.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark. Great.
Well, this is quite pleasant. Very, yeah, it's quite pleasant. Again, the crop is not good. The crop, if you crop that out, but you crop even the hand is not necessary. Yeah, just the face. Yeah. That would be enough, yeah, just that, and it's well exposed. The background's well out of focus. The expression is good, yeah. There's enough detail in it, and that is, to me, a decent photo. This one again. It's too much in the picture. It's again is slightly out of focus. The background's too sharp. The face is not sharp enough. The expression's musing. It's it. It's it. Yeah. Is it shot through something? Maybe it's shot through a window or something, because that looks like a reflection. I don't know. Anyway, it's not as good as the first one. Yeah, quite amusing. Yeah, quite. It's okay with the hand in it there, with the both hands in it. Yeah. I imagine this is at a wedding or something, but let's have a look at the face. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good face. Good face, good detail, good yeah, it is even more interesting like that, I think, just as a just as a portrait, just as a face shot, headshot. It's because it's a decent headshot. That's that's okay. It's all right. Looked it looks a bit out of focus, but again, it's well taken. It's good depth of field. Um, good depth. Yeah, good. The background is out of focus. I don't think this shoulder is necessary. I think that distracts. Yeah. But yeah, this t-shirt is not my favorite, but that's Marlene. I thought I hadn't seen that.
Okay, head in the sand. When you look at it. Not maybe not my favorite. I think a bit too bright and a bit too dark and too much contrast. That one's more interesting. This one I quite like. I don't know what would that be? Treatment for
Just I don't know. Playing around with
Posterization.
Sorry?
Posterization is the technique.
Okay, thank you.
Posterization.
Okay.
Posterization.
And this one, for me, too much background again. With a nice looking kid out in the campo. Thank you, Miguel Angel.
Yeah, that's quite nice. That's quite nice. Yeah, pensive, whatever. Is even the background doesn't disturb too much, although it'd be better without it. Yeah, and even the fact that it's more than just. I think that's better. I think that's stronger. Yeah. You don't notice it at first, but there are things like the watch. The watch distracts. The shirt, the bright colors of the shirt and the white distracts. Yeah. You need to go in tight. Yeah. I don't know who this is. It's quite pleasant. Quite a pleasant shot. Again, it's shot with the Wassam with a decent background or no background. Um, it's daylight, I think, that from a window. Maybe his reflection. But that's quite nice. I haven't seen that one before. We didn't get that. Yeah, that's quite nice. That's quite nice. And these are all good faces, just faces, yeah, and they're good expressions on the faces. And these are much more in line with the challenge. Yeah. Again, I think that would have been better if you'd lifted the camera a little bit and got the rest of the head in and less of the shirt. Yeah, because the face is what is interesting in this one. It's well exposed, it's well focused, but it's better. Even so, it's better. Be better like that. You don't notice. You don't need to see the shirt. You don't need to see the. You don't need to see the rest of it. You know, it's just the face, and that's really nice. That's face. Admesia. Okay.
Yes, I like, but this one I like. Good faces, black and white. This one I also like. And I think I like it. Like, I wouldn't go in closer on it. I like the art, the crossed arms, and the background's good and neutral. Yeah, another good one.
It's not sharp.
Isn't it sharp?
Yeah, not sharp.
Okay. Right. Okay. This one, I would have cropped in if I can do this thing. I would have cropped it right in somehow. But am I?
I think you need to see.
It's not. It's not.
It's not
right, is it?
You need to see what she's doing.
Yeah.
It's something like that. That's good.
But
It's a good picture.
yeah, I think this one is my favorite one.
Yeah. I like the large one. That one.
Do you? Okay.
I mean,
Are those were Monique's? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Monique.
Yep. Again, it's not sharp. And that's essential on faces. Or when it's not essential when it's deliberately unfocused, you know, for whatever reason, you know, but as a picture, that is. I don't know whether it's unfocused or just movement, but it doesn't help it. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is fun. I don't know what, but it looks like it's well studied, well organized. I don't know whether it's a Christmas decoration or whatever, but it's a good capture. It's good. It's really nice and sharp, and and a good amusing face. Yeah. This is similar, but not quite so sharp. I don't know. It's sharp enough. We could have done with a bit of makeup to take the shine off the nose. That's good. And that's not. I don't know whether that's deliberate with the finger up the nose. Oh no, it's or the V sign. But it's not good. That's out of focus, movement or something, and not very well exposed. You see the breakup in the imagery. No, that's not so good. Pedro. I think. Oh yeah.
Rachel's monkeys, yeah. Yeah, great. I would have, as usual, I would have gone in. What do I do it here? Yeah, I would have gone in closer on it. That one I go to closer, but I probably would just go for the one face. I think that one's distracting. He's great. Again, we could just go in. I'm trying to, yeah. Oh, there. Okay. That's better. Yeah. That's great. I don't know if you need the hands or not. With hands or without hands, I'm not sure.
With hand,
Yeah.
I think it's yeah.
It's a shame she missed that one. I think it's looking through Rachel's window, yeah?
Yeah.
And for me, I think for me, this not that one. This one, this one would be my favorite. Lucky Rachel to have these outside her window every day in Costa Rica, yeah? Thank you. Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, this is amusing. Nothing. I mean, I'm not sure about this highlighting in the background, or whether it's been done in the dark room or in the post production. But that's quite amusing. But this is it could come in tighter, I think. Oh, these are yours, aren't they? Well, you should.
No.
Oh yeah, no. Sarah was telling me these were all from the Whitby
The Goth Festival.
Goth Festival. Yeah, which apparently is a big thing. They all go in and dress up as goths and everywhere. And she heard about it and went to the festival, and it was all. I think these look brighter than on my screen. But they're all good pictures. They're all good. It could have been. You could have been taken out the background more to just just crop it out or just unfocus it. Yeah. Wonderful. That's everybody's dressed like that. Everybody's made up like crazy and playing the part of the Goths. And that's lovely. That's lovely. It's good with the background of the tombstone, I think. Yeah. But it's lovely exposure, lovely expressions. Yeah, that's good.
Black and white again. I would have had more depth of field or more blurred in the background. I don't quite like that one. Yeah, that's a good expression, a good fun time she's having. I don't know about the hand here at the front, whether there's a way to do something about that. But, it's sharp, nice and sharp. The boys.
It's too contrasty.
Yeah. Too contrasty, no? What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it needs to be softer.
And this one is fun. This one would be my favorite from these. Thanks for Trevor's. Thanks, Trevor.
Oh yeah. I like this. It's not very. It's too much background. Too much. There's not enough depth of focus, or there's too much depth of field, because I don't think that should be in it at all. I think yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. That's a good capture. It's a good it's a good expression, a good overall good a good capture. Good. I mean, I like all this face dripping off. Yeah. I don't know whether it's soap or what, soapy water, but it's good. It's good exposure. Good. It's a pity it's not more cropped tight. Yes, someone's been to Africa. This is not. It's not quite straight. It's not quite complete. I think it would have been better to have had the person more central. You can't do it. I'd like to have seen this side of the hair and the top of the head. I'd like a little bit more in this one. Just for the expression's good, the exposure's good. It's taken with the sun over to one side, so it's yeah, that's a good picture. That's a good, and this one too. This one even though it's done. I don't think it's quite sharp enough. The exposure is quite good because of the dark skin, and the expression is entertaining. Yeah, that's good. That's a good picture. A little bit overexposed. This one too, a little bit overexposed. Yeah, but good crop, especially with the background, which needs to go off. And yeah, Vivian, nice one, Vivian. Thank you. That's it. Well, we've gone for too long. What's the time?
11:30.
That's okay. Yeah.
Are we going to have a break now? And after the break, we'll go over the photos again for people who want to comment. Is that okay?
Yeah.
For the people online as well. I don't know what time it is. 11. How much time shall we? Half an hour. So for the people online, in half an hour we'll be back online to go over the photos. If you wish to stay online to comment on your photos, you're very, very welcome. So have a nice break, everybody.
Yeah. Hi, Trevor. Hi, everyone. That was a bit of a mammoth session.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we talk about it in the committee meeting. So
We have to. We certainly have to.
yes.
I'm afraid.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I think that I'm going to scoot now.
So am I. I don't get anything out of the second half of this. I don't see what the point of it, to be brutally honest. So I'm going to quit.
Yeah, certainly online, I don't think it's working, even with the microphones. And as you say, we'll discuss the format of the meetings again in committee. Can you manage any of those 3 dates I suggested? Because I tried to put them after
I
you
can
were.
manage. I put a reply out. Hopefully you've got it. I'm clear on all 3.
I knew somebody had. I was just scrolling through my messages and I couldn't work out who it was. Yeah. So I'll put another message up to try and get a date for a meeting so that we can talk about this. All 3 dates were in Spain.
Yeah, the first of those dates probably is the best, but at the moment I'm clear on all 3. So hopefully lots of people are clear on all 3. So we've always got a fallback in case one person hits a problem.
Yes.
Like I did, and Dave did this time.
Yes, Dave thought he could cancel his golf, and then it turned out he was part of a pair in a competition, so he couldn't pull out.
Yes, and I ended up in North Wales when I wasn't expecting it, so I had to pull out as well. So apologies from my side for that.
No, these things happen. So, and then with that power out in Spain, then I think it just threw everybody.
Yes, Jean took a while to recover from that, I think, as well, didn't she?
Yes, yeah. So, right. I will say goodbye then, Trevor,
Right,
and we'll see you
and
soon.
so will I. Yep,
Okay,
all the
and goodbye
best.
to goodbye to anybody else that's listening. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Uh,
Bye. I used to go many times to take photos of the halal and the water ponds.
You know, and it's unheard of.
Sometimes many events on one.
No.
That one there.
Hi,
Yes.
can we get started? I don't know if there's still a lot of people online. I can't see it from here. I suggest we just go through them and we stop here and there to see if anyone wants to comment. So the first set is obviously Rod's set. Does anybody, apart from Rod, who spoke about them, has, yeah, I agree that I'm. Anyone has any comments on Rod's photos? So Jean said they were all. There's a microphone in the room, so we can pass the microphone around there.
I just did. I thought Rod's photographs were absolutely beautiful, and you can tell he was in the business because of the way he, the way he frames them, the background, the look he gets. He gets this soft look about all his photographs. And I know if I had to be photographed by anybody, he'd know what to do about the texture of my face, wouldn't he? From the comments he made. So, yeah, he's the one to do it. So, yeah, good photograph.
I would just like to say, not on this particular photograph, but I just want to say that I have a studio in the Parque Comercial. It's small, but it's fully equipped. And we can share it with somebody, with anybody, either on on a daily basis or on a monthly basis. With I don't know if we can agree on a price. I can show anybody that how to use it and how to cope with it all, if they fancy it. I just want to know that it's available. It's available for rent and it's available for long-term use. Okay.
Okay, and then we're up to Alfred's photos. So this is the thing or one of the possibilities for the blur challenge. Alfred's got a white choice there. I don't know if anyone else. Also, the people online, you can unmute and give your comments if you wish, obviously. See. And these are Andy funnels, if I remember well.
I don't even remember.
I go through the alphabet. I try. Sometimes I make mistakes.
I agree. Maybe the background is a bit too pronounced there, but I think in general they were pretty good. No, I don't want to say too much.
No, there's a big one
What
already.
do you think, Becky?
Yeah, no, I love these.
I'm sorry.
The only thing slightly, just I agree with the critiques, just a little bit more cropping and to emphasize the faces and less of the background. Other than that, they're a beautiful set. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, and I think these are Ostricliniano's photos. No, those are Angel's. I'm sorry. I think this one is strange because it shows someone with white makeup. I suppose it's also from some kind of feria or something. So you can see, or it's like a mime player or something. So it's a bizarre choice, but interesting.
Yes, yeah, it doesn't because it's a portrait, the face doesn't have to be in the middle of the frame. And that's a great example where the eyes are in the right third of the image. And yet it makes it more powerful because there is space to the left. And that doesn't need cropping or anything. It's just
Space to the left there, or would you want the space to the right? You know, I've always thought of you flying into the space or look into the space.
I think you can't, something like that, you can't determine, you don't know what's to the right of that woman's face. So there could have been something very distracting there. So the photographer there has picked on the face, but he hasn't gone right in tight. And what's on the left of the image is, yeah. Yes, yeah, and the eyes and the big eyes as well, which makes it a face.
Can you all hear on Zoom? Did you hear from there?
Yeah, can anybody on Zoom hear us, or is everybody gone on Zoom? That's possible as well.
Yep, I can hear you. It's great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Oh, maybe one little extra comment there, because I don't know if you heard that, but Brian asked that you come in from one side of the photo, the left-hand side, to the right-hand side. When you do people, portraits, and faces in particular, please do never flip your photo, because you will never recognize the face as it is. Just a simple thing
Yeah,
to say there.
Flipping could be very dangerous.
Yeah, but some people might because of they think the composition works better. With faces, don't do it, please. And those were Austriglianos. Austria always tries to take photos that are typically Spanish. You can always recognize they're from here, which is very interesting in itself, obviously. And here's Brian's photos, the two talking rocks, which is very interesting. And I believe that he wants to say something about another photo, not this one. It's a very nice one as well. It's about this one, I think.
Go back.
Go back.
Go back. Rod, I appreciate your comments about cropping even more. In both of these first two photographs, though, I did try cropping further, but I felt they lost a bit of context. If it's a normal face, if it's a human being's face, yes, of course you can crop right in and everybody knows what's around it. And my view here was by having a bit extra, you're trying to show the size of where we are. Go on to the next slide. And I deliberately left the snow in. I do agree with you, it gives more impact if you crop it right down to the face, which I did to begin with. But I thought, no, I want a bit of context. I want snow around. I know he's got snow on his face, but I wanted a bit of context in which to place the seal. So that's the reason I had it there. My comment on the third photograph, you're quite right, it's out of focus. I'm experimenting here. I'll be honest, this photograph was taken 50 years ago. Just for this today's challenge, you realize, of course. It was taken 50 years ago. It's a color transparency, a slide. And it's a period of my life where I lived in Bangladesh. And I'm trying now, I've just bought a scanner to replicate the original. I said to Frank at the coffee break, this is the first one I've done. You're quite right, the colors look odd. I will never, I think I've worked out already, I will never get the focus back that you've got on the original slide. It's difficult to do, if not impossible. But I've always liked that photograph because of the old guy sat there. And I thought I'd just put it in. No, I will do. Yeah.
And those were Danielle's. I think Danielle's not here today. He's traveling back to Belgium, I think.
It's online earlier.
It was online? Okay. And those were Dave's. Dave, do you have anything to say about your photos? He's gone. Okay.
Yeah, whilst I agreed with Trevor's comment about the fact that some of the pictures, well, no, sorry, I'll start again. Trevor's comment about what we saw online was quite true. Had someone put, you must have a photograph as if it's a passport picture, a professional type portrait, then I think almost 100% of the pictures we see today would have been totally different. That aside, without, if we got into Elsa's head, just with her hand up to her face, that's someone sitting there saying, I'm really peed off at the moment. There's no context as to why. That was the day she broke her foot. She's in a wheelchair. That's bad enough. She's in a hospital. And by goodness me, we all know how long it takes in a hospital. So without that context, I don't think it would have been such a good picture. Just someone sitting there saying, I'm bored.
The knees in the picture.
They're Dave's. So yeah, he could have cropped the knees out, but without the wheelchair, the people sitting in the background there, you wouldn't obviously have a context of why the face was taken. If it was a picture of Elsa, who, if we go forward in the slides now, that one there, personally, I know the lady. She's a great friend, but that's a beautiful picture of her, and she actually says, "Yes, I like that one." So if it was cropped in even more, that would be fantastic. As it is, that's Elsa, and your old lady's all right, mate.
I do think that you do have a little bit of a problem here in post-production, that you could have softened that line down a bit, I think.
Yeah, but I don't. What you see is what you get out of the camera. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Fair enough. And thank you, Dave, for sending in your photos. Now I'm in a very good position. I can compare the photo with the model because he's sitting right in front of me. There's a very good set there. Ellen, thank you very much. I think this one is really, really funny.
If I may comment something that I did crop this picture. I mean, because sometimes my husband is really funny and he put his kitchen bowl on his head, and then in another picture that I had, he had a knife in one hand and a lobster in the other one. So, but of course I cropped because I knew I couldn't have the whole figure within the picture. But then if you go one more further, please. Yes. This one, I think the Rod said that it was too faded away, but it's not that in the original, of course. So, but I wanted to make it to look quite cold and a bit like snow and ice, and I mean the cold, the temperature, the weather we have up in Sweden. So that's why I just faded it away, like it shows
I really
now.
like the way the face actually appears because it fades in. I can agree that some people would think it's a bit a hard contrast, but I really like it. Well, mine were very contrasty too, so I really like this one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too. Thank you.
Yeah, mine. Well, really, this photo, she's an actress. She's recording a short film in Garucha, and I was taking the photos for the company, no? Taking the making up, more or less, no? And then it's just a moment of the recording of the short film.
I think it's a very original choice to try an expression that we're not used to take, because everyone expects smiling faces or happy things, and this is something very interesting, and you will stop and look and try to figure out what you're dealing with in this photo. Mm-hmm. Of course, this is very happy. It's the opposite.
The opposite. This is the Moors and Christians.
Moors and Christians, yes. Okay, Jeff likes the color of the lips. Yes, so Jeff says that because the lips are the only red in the photo, except for this little part, it does drag your attention, and the eyes are very beautiful too, so it works really well. I think this is interesting because you actually only see the eyes, the rest of the face is covered, but it's a very expressive photo, and I think this is at the excavations in Mojácar la Vieja.
Yeah. I include more of the t-shirt because it's covered with dust.
Yes.
You know? They are working. And then I didn't crop it more because
you wanted context.
Like to show more of the dust of the work. No? the context. Well,
I think that's taken in the studio that Rod just said. That
No.
no. Okay, no.
Jones' house.
James, in
Jean's house.
Jane's house. We had a meeting there, and he was in front of me, speaking with I think with Harry also, and I was sit down in front of him, and I took the photo just with the light coming from the window.
Like that because he's on one side.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, no, this is beautiful because it is a thoughtful portrait. It's beautifully lit. So there's no unusually as well for a good portrait, there's no eye contact. But you know where the eyes are. It's a thoughtful portrait. And like I said earlier, that composition to put it to the right of the frame just makes it very special.
Yeah. So everyone go to Emilio to have your photos taken for the name tags. There will be a lot better. Yeah. This is a crop from a very big photo. There were 5 people in it, but I thought that, I like the guy's face and the gesture. It's a bit funny, but young boys doing something. And I tried to have a set with the same treatment on the different photos. I don't know if it works. Maybe it's very hard. I don't know. It's possible.
I actually really like the first photo because I think it's a style you can imagine in a magazine next to something that happened in the during a revolution or something. And I could really see that. So I like that one.
Thank you.
I must say, I also like it because it's not sharp.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why it works. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to do something funny with the last one. I saw this one of the sleeves of I think Tracy Thorn from Everything But the Girl, where they used this effect, and I finally found how they did it. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to try it.
What is the effect?
I moved the red. So when you go to your channels, I selected one channel and I moved it slightly to the left. So it's very simple, actually.
It's great.
No, but it was funny. It was at the exhibition, and I was taking photographs, and Rod looked at me, and because he was going to give his speech, and he knew that I was going to make photos, and he made this face just to say, I don't like it. And I thought, yeah, that's a good, that's what you need. And those were Gary's. Gary, you want to add something?
Yeah, only the fact that I think that one would have, the last one with the gentleman in the hat, I actually used for the hats, but I think it actually is better in black and white because you get a bit more contrast in the face. And I was quite happy with that. He saw me taking them originally, and then I just put my thumb up and he sort of basically said, yeah, no problem. So I just kept taking them. But the one at the beginning was interesting when I was chatting to, and I'm terribly sorry I forgot his name. Our new member. Mark, using the vignette, which you suggested perhaps, with this type of thing, to if you haven't got the depth of field disappearing and you've got a bouquet behind, the vignette can certainly help you frame that face so you only look at the face. So that was something I've picked up earlier. So I did that anyway because it was very bright. That was in the Parquet Commercial, and there was a lot of light coming through. So I put the bouquet around. But yeah, had we, you know, seen perhaps a bit more at the beginning, I would have done closer faces. But I wanted a bit of context as well. So it's the reason why I like that. The one with Linda, one of our friends, it does look like she'd sneezed into her drink, and that was purposely done. And I did take about 4 photographs, all the same thing.
And she's still your friend now.
She's still a friend, and she still will be when she sees that as well. But that is Linda's. So the expression was great, and the fact that it looked like she'd sneezed into this lovely drink was, well, my sense of humour anyway. That's another one of our friends who had a lot to drink, bless her. And when her husband said, "Shall we go?" she looked up and said, "Oh, I'm still here." And that was just the expression. So, and again, I've asked her, she was quite okay with it. And then the woman underneath, I don't know who that was.
Okay, thank you. It's very interesting to hear some of the background stories because it does help sometimes.
Yeah, I can agree with the first picture that should be a bit more cropping. But when I made it, I thought that will give more life to the picture. It's a granddaughter with her brother standing. So I thought the boy just peeping out just behind her would add more life to the picture. But I quite agree. It's more better picture if you just crop him out more or less and just leave the girl in the picture.
Yeah, this part is very, very good. I agree there. Yeah. But maybe it's because also of the white frame around the photograph that you experience it quite differently. Because it makes it, the contrast between the photo, the background, and the frame is a bit hard here on the screen.
And that one as well, I can agree that more cropping taken away from the sides, both sides, and also top to her hands, and just leave the face would be better expression of what she's up to, eating or the ice cream or what it is. And that one I can agree with you. I put it in, but maybe I should have left it off because I had a much better one. That was about a monkey. But my wife persuaded me there should be no monkeys.
No monkeys. Rachel would disagree with that one.
Much better than that one. And also here the grandchildren's again, we're at the funfair place. Thank you.
We could have had this one for the food challenge a couple of years ago. And those were Janet, but I think Janet and Dave have left, yes. And now we're at Jeans, but very good, this one, I think.
I messed about with it too much. Oh, sorry. As usual, I got myself into Lightroom and I messed about with it too much. I was trying to get rid of the background behind the umbrella was incredibly bright. there was a sun on it. So I put it into black and white and did all sorts of things. And Rod was quite right. I can see now there is quite a lot of white coming through. I've not got the right tones, but it's certainly about faces. Yeah, I like the fact that she was quite a long way off, actually. I found her in a market. I just love the expression on her face and the fact that she didn't have teeth. But I agree with you. If you can put it to one side a bit, that obviously enhances it as well. One thing I did do, I've learnt how to go into Lightroom and do some masking, get rid of the background and blur it. But there's one part of it, Frank knows, where you can go in and look at the face and change the eyes, the lips, every little bit of your photograph. So I changed her eyes slightly. I gave them more light for that particular.
I think that this is a very good example of how you can use post-production in a very good way. And I think one of the interesting things of this photo for me, that's my opinion, is you can see there's a background and you can see that it's sunglasses, but because it's out of focus, just the right amount, it doesn't bother at all because you look at the face and you do have a context. You know where it is and it gives you the story. So I think that's quite interesting because we had a comment quite a lot that the background is disturbing. Now here you have a background, but it's not disturbing because the photograph is really well executed and post-produced. And of course, it's a very pretty.
Now this is my granddaughter and her husband on the day they got engaged, actually, and she was showing off her ring, and I cut the ring out and I said, "Go and stand in the bushes." And they didn't want to go and stand in the bushes, but I thought it would be a bit of fun to have them with the greenery all around, just so I got the faces. That's the story of that one.
And the faces are.
You think that
great.
worked? They thought I was nutty. I think Kathy did as well. I don't know whether they do or not, but I like it. They're both beautiful looking people. So. And now this I took, he was away off, it's a street photo, and it wasn't set up at all. He didn't know I'd taken it. He was standing there in the street. I noticed him. He was quite interesting. I have no idea why he had that look on his face. No idea, but I found it a very...
Just happening, it's just a blink, you caught...
No, I was quite a way off, like the other side of the room, and I just found him interesting. You know, street photo. I'll take him. I wouldn't have liked him to have known I was taking him. He might have. But I don't know what he's doing with his eyes.
Yeah. But it.
Yeah, it's a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
The eyes. What's happening?
Yeah. And the cap. Yeah.
But I blurred the background, so obviously. Again, in Lightroom. Yeah, I'm learning. Yeah.
Very well done. These are actually what do you call them? The gargoyles at the museum, at the back of the museum in Olula, which we hadn't seen before. And so Jeff took some photos there with his phone. So that's just in front of the gargoyle. So it's like a floating face, which I thought was interesting. But the shadows are, of course, yeah, you have to got the sun and you got a very hard shadow. So.
That's a graffiti again.
Yeah, and you can see it's Ghent because you got the logo of the football team there. That's a street in Ghent. That's a graffiti street. And everyone can go there and put graffiti over the other and over and over and over. So it's a funny street, very interesting for tourists. I thought this almost looks like a painting. Es casi una pintura.
Sí, me gusta de esta foto, ¿no? O sea, que parece una pintura. ¿Eh? Y bueno, me gusta la expresión de
Sí, la expresión
la
es
madre
muy interesante, muy emocionante.
muy tierna, ¿no?
No sé. No,
No lo sé.
es muy interesante. Sí.
Son mi hija y mi nieto. Yo creo que pensativa, ¿no? Más que no triste, sino un poco.
¿This is flamenco?
Esta foto, no. Es en un club de fotografía que teníamos en Madrid. Un día vino una modelo y fotografiamos así la modelo cambiando la luz, etcétera, ¿no? Entonces, bueno, me gustaba porque tenía tatuajes en los brazos, pero luego pues era una persona muy
Expresión.
no sé,
Expresiva.
expresiva, sí. Y esta foto es en el metro, una persona que estaba enfrente. Y bueno, me gustó dejar solamente en color el pañuelo y todo lo demás en negro, ¿no?
This was a commission for the Sunday Times. Believe it or not, I had thousands of pounds worth of lighting in this hotel suite to do this shoot. And this is probably in the first 5 minutes, no lights were used at all. In fact, if I follow Rod to do a commercial, I do have a lot of lighting for sale, but this was just window light. And it was just, I needed him to, the glasses were quite distracting. So for this particular shot, I just said, just lower the glasses and look over the top of the frame at me. And it also fitted in with the reason I was doing this was for a TV series he was in the middle of making. So he had that look. And as I said earlier, the man is a chameleon. It would just change his face and his whole demeanor to fit the part. And that was the character that he was doing at that time. It was Slow Horses, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wonderful. This was a BBC series. It was before Black Dove, and he was a little bit younger then. But it was for the BBC, and they just wanted basically passport pictures. Which broke my heart to do with such a face, but I supplied what the client wanted, but I also shot for myself and just something a little bit more interesting. I think this was color digital, and I've just put it through Photoshop just to mute the colors a little bit and to give it just a warmer feel.
Yes, because I think the colors in your photos are very, in both the color photos, very interesting. So you tone it down a.
Yes, I think digital can over-colorize.
Yeah.
It's accurate, but I don't think it enhances the image.
Yeah.
This again was a color digital shoot. It was a man I'd always wanted to photograph. I'm not particularly a fan, but I knew he had a good face. And again, this was with studio lighting in his study. And it was, yes, I just wanted to get tight on that face because with the whiskers and the eyebrows, you know, it was a photographer's treat. And the color version of it just is very indifferent. But as a black and white image, I thought it worked. And this is a color transparency that again is what the client wanted. It was for the Sunday Times. They wanted a color portrait, but they realized with those eyes, he's so expressive. It didn't need to. Any color was a distraction. So I copied it and turned it into black and white, and that's a straight black and white crop of a medium format color transparency, which was the client was happy. I'm not sure they even used it in the end, but this that pleased me having that in black and white.
I thought that was sepia.
Yeah, I didn't. You're right. It's not a pure black and white.
It's not.
No, the saturation is down to probably about 5%.
Okay.
These are Marlene's photos, and they were all taken at the wedding. I know because I was there.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, that's my sister-in-law. The first one was my mother-in-law, from completely different sides. Yes, the comment here is that it's very pretty. I think it's maybe for certain commercial things, this would be a very great image to use. The thing, I don't know whose photos these are. Oh yeah, Mijo. One of the things that I've noticed when Rod zoomed in is when you zoom in on the face, for me, the reflection in the sunglasses disturbs me somehow.
Strong enough without that. I think it's strong enough to. I think it's strong enough as an image to not notice those sort of things. Yeah, I mean the thing that disturbed me was the watch. Yeah, and I think.
Yeah, but if you zoom in, then for me, this starts bothering me. But that's personal.
Yeah, right.
Yes, the colors, as somebody says here in the room, the colors are very nice. I think the thing that really helps is the gray sweater because it goes with the black background. So the face and the color in the hair and the bracelets and the nails really come out. So it's all in the same color scheme, I think. really helps. And I think this is really an original take on the subject. You still have the face, but you can't see it, which is great, I think. For the people who don't know, on the Facebook group, Rachel has a Facebook group, Monkey of the Day, where she posts a monkey a day, obviously. She lives in Costa Rica, yeah, for the newcomers. So. Yeah.
Just outside the house.
I love it.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the idea of doing monkeys is actually a good idea. Not that everyone should have done that, because that would have been not interesting, but because monkeys have very similar facial expressions as humans, which is, I think, works better. I do love dogs and cats' faces, but you won't have the same effect as with monkeys, I think.
Sarah?
The Goth Festival at Whitby. They do it twice a year, in the spring and in the autumn. And all the Goths from all over come and parade around, and up by the tombstones and all over the village. Fantastic fun.
This is really funny, because you got the very depressing thing with the makeup to make someone look older, but she's raising her pint and having a good time. I think it's very interesting to have that dual effect in. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a guy, actually.
Probably. Yeah, a good place to make photographs. And she was lovely. The whole family were dressed up. They were all the Goth family with the dog.
I think the great thing here is the color of the eyes. You got the brown eyes of the dog and the beautiful blue eyes of the girl with the blonde hair. I think it's really well seen. That really brings it out. I think these are Travers, yes. And this is the last set, Vivian's. I don't know if she was online. I think it's someone washing herself or himself in the river, because you can see soap residue on the ear and all the water. Like there's some foam of soap here as well. So my idea of this photo is you need more context to know what's going on, but then it wouldn't fit for the faces challenge. So, but it's a very good photo. Very expressive face is very recognizable situations or places.
Yeah, and I like the background there. Yes, it's in context with the.
Alcohol me nog een keer de foto's. Hij heeft toch wel die foto, de eerste foto, toch wel het toch dan disturbed. The reflection.
No, these were, Mijo, we can hear you. So this was.
Dat is heel vriendelijk van je. Tot de volgende keer.
These were the photos. So I think is there anything else anybody wants to say?
Were Vivian's pictures taken digitally or were they shot on film and then copied?
I have no idea. Vivian, are you online? No, probably not. Okay, I think then this is it. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks Sarah and Rod for doing the critique.